My child lied to me 3 years ago when they moved in with my selfish ex-wife, who left us for employment. I discovered he had been meeting her secretly for months. Despite its length, I must say this. As I sat in my empty house, I wonder how it ended so quickly. My ex-wife Veronica, 40F, left me and our 17-month-old kid Michael 3 years ago. Michael now resents me. Veronica and I met in college. While she learned marketing, I learned business. We dated for 2 years before marrying at 25. At that time, she was unique. She was polite, helpful, and family-oriented. Despite living on a tight budget, she was thrilled when I launched my building company. My building experience, Dad taught me everything. He gave me my first jobs. Veronica sewed at a local marketing agency. We rejoiced over Michael's birth. She finally despised me for taking a year off work to be with him, alleging it prevented her from advancing. Michael's life changed about 11. Our business had flourished, and we were financially stable. Veronica was thrilled at first, then antsy. She attended numerous networking events, mostly in adjacent towns. She complained at home that she was in middle management while her college friends were promoted to directors and vice presidents. First, I helped her advance at work. I supported her decision to switch businesses for greater chances. I took care of things at home while she was at meetings. Nothing ever sufficed. She complained that our town was too small to have any possibilities. My father died suddenly when Michael was 13. It was hard. For 75-year-old mom Laura. Since I was the only child, we moved her a few blocks away. Veronica complained that it tied us down. The California job offer arrived then. A Silicon Valley-based old buddy suggested she be VP. Despite decent compensation, money no longer mattered. The area was close and our house was lovely. Michael did well in school. He played baseball, had very close friends, and did well in school. Fighting heated up. Veronica said her success endangered me. She claimed I owed her for helping me start my business. I told her I never asked her to stop working, but she took a year off after Michael was born. She skipped Michael's games and worked late. She always used her laptop or phone at home. The adjustments were also disclosed to Michael. He would ask me why my mom was often upset or too busy for family dinners. The final straw was when she told us she took the California job without consulting us. She threatened to depart without me if we didn't move. She packed and fled when I refused to modify our life. The first year was rough. Michael cried himself to sleep when his mom stopped visiting. I did my best as a mother. I attended all his school functions, helped him with his schoolwork, and attempted to distract him from his pain. My mother helped during this period. She cooked, helped Michael with schooling, and listened to me when I needed it. Rachel, my 38F sister, visited us more often to help us. Things improved during the past 2 years. I learned about Michael. Veronica always believed weekend fishing was pointless. Joining more school programs and making new acquaintances proved to help him. Last week, while charging my phone, I looked up a number on his. I saw the mail then. There were dozens between him and Veronica over several months. They met behind her back whenever she visited town. They appeared in photos at restaurants, shops, and other unexpected places. They hurt me most with their insults. They mocked my small-town mentality and inability to handle powerful ladies. Because she knew she would succeed, Veronica urged him to push her away. All along, she had turned him against me. Michael snapped as I pushed. He stated I overmanaged his life like I handled his mom's. He admitted to applying to many California schools without notifying me. Veronica would pay for his education and assist him fill out forms. I was upset at him and urged him to go if he wanted to do what his mother did. He visited my mom after leaving swiftly. She contacted later to say I was overly judgmental and that she needed to understand that he was confused. They took advantage of my confidence, prepared for months without telling me, and made me look guilty for trying to keep our family together. As I write, I wonder whether I should have seen this coming. Do you want me to stop him from moving to California? Am I wrong to be mad? Update 2 weeks since my last post. Many thanks for the good feedback. Since things have gotten harder, I must whine again. Michael lives with my mom. I begged. She should cease allowing him act this way, yet she updates me on his mental health. Last week, she stated Veronica would go down to help Michael figure out what was going on. I was astonished by what followed. Veronica normally remained in a hotel on her occasional excursions, but she stayed in my mom's spare room. My mother accepted her and watched me reconstruct our lives for 3 years after Veronica left. My 38-year-old sister Rachel brought dreadful news yesterday. She occasionally contacted Veronica on social media. Veronica apparently plotted this for almost a year. Her company built a Seattle satellite office initially. Moving there was supposed to bring her closer to Michael. He liked to wait until he was ready to depart. I was sent Rachel screenshots of Veronica's method describing discussions. For months, she secretly worked on Michael, fantasizing of their magnificent life in California or Seattle. She would email him photographs of gorgeous colleges and talk about internships at her company to lure him out of our suffocating small-town life. I didn't grasp the impact. She gave him fancy clothes, the latest iPhone, gifts, and a car that's in my mom's yard. I sent my first birthday card in years. I was jealous of her goals and held her back when we were married, she informed him. I was most intrigued by their secret weekend travels. Got to spend whole. They spent weekends together until Veronica said she only had time for a brief dinner with Michael. They shopped, visited colleges, and looked at Seattle homes. Rachel learned that Veronica had faked her identity to attend Michael's baseball games and school gatherings to avoid me. She would choose a back row seat. Sporting hat and spectacles. I believed I was the only parent who bothered to attend from the first row. My mother claimed she wanted Michael to have both parents to justify her actions. After Veronica went, where was this family peace care? Michael was upset when his mom missed holidays and birthdays. I get angrier as I learn. Not only did Veronica want to talk to our son again, I intended this to make him disagree with me, so I would look like the terrible person who kept them apart. She waited till she had enough money and security to return and play the fun parent. So I called my 45-minute lawyer friend Timothy for guidance. He advised recording everything, even secret meetings, deception, and expensive gifts, in case anything comes out. Even though he's almost 18, Michael felt family estrangement proof is vital. Family and friends advised me to let go. Because of that fight, Michael will grow distant. I should. He should be pleased Veronica wants to be in his life now, they suggest. However, she didn't support him as a child. He was on a roll when? He won his first baseball title when? This feels like a real-life play. To convince Michael to follow her, Veronica is telling him about her bright future and removing everything I've done for him. This is like how she had me help her career before her leaving. Seeing my mom's family with them is difficult. She believes everyone deserves a second opportunity. This is no longer about second chances. Someone will harm my bond with my child by offering them money and lying. Should I demonstrate to Michael? How cunning is Veronica? Would that make me look like the angry ex-husband she said I was? It's been 2 months since I wrote. Things have deteriorated. We had the most agonizing talk of my life last week when Michael returned home to get more of his things. Rachel supplied me photographs, and I spent hours proving Veronica lied. I asked Michael to sit down and explain everything. The moment he arrived. He didn't listen, so he told Rachel I was stalking his mother and attempting to control his life. Finally, their aims were revealed. She accepted a job offer from her present employer, which is launching a Seattle office. Michael will move into a decent 2-bedroom apartment near you this fall. She gave him a summer job at her company before college. I was heartbroken to realize she had been helping him slowly pack and move to Seattle for a month. During those hours, my mom stated my dad was packing up and sending his life away piece by piece instead of studying at the library. He agreed with everything I said about Veronica. When I told her she missed his 15th birthday due to an important meeting, she said she was working hard to improve things for him. He called me petty and stuck in the past for mentioning her missed baseball games. This was the final straw when he discussed college plans. Veronica will pay for accommodation, fees, a car, and other expenses in addition to getting into UW. When I informed him I had saved for his education fund since his birth, he claimed he didn't want to owe me. My mom visited after Michael left. She tried to convey that teens sometimes choose one parent over the other. It's not a phase. The perpetrator is adept at controlling others. To move there personally, Dave, my 44M business partner, and I discussed a Seattle branch. But he reminded me of my business duties. My mom needs help, and my employees depend on me. Michael also informed me he doesn't want me to interfere with his new life. My mother, who allowed this, deceived me as well as Michael and Veronica. She confessed that she knew about the Seattle plans months earlier but didn't tell me for fear of getting furious. Why go to family counseling, as some family friends suggest? It's over for Veronica. After securing her dream job, she's taking my son. This made me look like a crazy person who can't let go of the past. I must organize my next few months before he leaves. Should I keep telling him about his mother? Should I not interfere and let him sort things out? An update 3 months since my previous update. Michael graduated last week. It took some contemplation before I went. My mom says bridges must be maintained for the future. It hurt to attend service. I sat in the rear with my mother and Veronica, who was well dressed. Then they threw a massive graduation party at my mom's place. Rachel told me about it because she had to travel for a little time. Her family. Michael felt even more deceived when he performed his valedictorian speech. In his gratitude, he said his mother encouraged him to chase his aspirations, no matter what, and that the world is bigger than he realized. Anyone who knows our story may see the irony. The father, who had been there daily for 3 years, wasn't mentioned. Seattle preparations are well underway. A childhood photo, his first baseball glove, and a few baseball trophies he left in his room at my house seem to indicate a sign. He is abandoning his past. Rachel says Veronica has been tweeting about her new life in Seattle on social media. In the news constantly. Photos of her new residence, school supply purchases, and time with her son were chosen to demonstrate her parenting skills. In the comments, others commend her dedication to her child and say there's always time to fix things. My mom keeps telling me I'll regret not talking to him before he leaves. I remember secret meetings, lying, and dominating others whenever I think about it. His choice, not mine. VE emailed me late last night. She talked about how everything works out and how she finally has her son and a career, her sole desires. She even suggested I go to treatment for my control issues. I erased the email after not responding. Michael leaves for Seattle in 2 days. He appeared irritated that I didn't fight him more, as if he wanted me to prove I cared, my mother claimed. But I'm done with trick games. Sometimes liking someone means letting them make errors. I'm focused on my business and starting anew without them. Michael may understand why I didn't support this choice. After that, I must accept that I am no longer significant to him, at least temporarily. Rachel believes Veronica will reveal her true self. We'll see if she's changed after Happy Family's fun ends and real reality begins. It no longer matters to me. I learned the hard way that you can't stop others' decisions.